All right, number 9 and 10. So number 9, if t is an unknown constant, which binomial must be a factor of 7m squared plus 14m minus tm minus 2t? So t is some unknown number, and we're trying to figure out which of these answer choices is a binomial. Binomial just means an expression with two terms, something like x plus 5. That's a binomial because it's got two terms, right? So all of these are binomials because they have two parts to them, two things added together or subtracted from each other. So which one must be a factor of that long expression? This one's kind of weird, but it's split into 4 sections. 2 of them have m's, one has an m squared, and one has just a t, and t in this problem is a constant. It's just a number. So that looks an awful lot like what we plug into an area model. If I put 7m squared here, 14m here, negative tm here, and negative 2t here. Let's see what happens if we tried to factor this. So looking across that top row, anytime we know everything that goes on the inside, we just look across the top row for a greatest common factor of that row. They both have m's, so I can factor one m factor out, and both of those numbers divide by 7, so I can put a 7m in front. Now the rest is like a Sudoku type puzzle, right? Figure out what goes on the outside from there. So this must be an m. Top right must be a 2 because 7m times 2 would make 14m. Down here on the left, I would have to do m times negative t to make negative tm. And then double checking the right corner, that also works. 2 times negative t makes negative 2t. So the factored form for this, even though I don't know what t is, I know it's going to end up being 7m minus t times m plus 2. So now which answer choice is a factor? A is almost right. It's just that says plus and it should be minus. And then C is correct. M plus 2 is going to be one of the factors. Okay. Number 10. The sum of two numbers is 24. I don't know what they are right now, so I'm just going to call it x plus y makes 24. The sum of the squares of those two numbers is 306. So if I squared them and added them together, I get 306. And the question is, what is the product of the two numbers? So x times y equals what? That's what I'm going to be looking for here. So I could solve this algebraically. I could try remember the algebraic methods we use are substitution and elimination. For elimination, we would need x squareds in both of these or y squareds in both of these and try to cancel them out. That's not really going to be easy to do. So I could use substitution. Take like that top equation and say, okay, y equals 24. Let's just take away an x from both sides. That would make y equals 24 minus x. So now I have a substitution rule that I can replace the y in the other equation with. I can take that x squared plus y squared and turn it into x squared plus 24 minus x, because that's the same thing as y, and use that as the y squared. Then I would have to square 24 minus x, do a quick area model to do that, and fill that out, write that out down here, end up with a quadratic that I solve, and go from there. Seems like a lot of work, right? So instead, with these problems, if it doesn't specifically tell you, you have to use the algebra. Keep in mind, you can use Desmos on this test. Knowing how to use the graph to your benefit is going to be a skill you want to keep developing. So let's go to Desmos. Because if this is our system and we're trying to solve for x and y and then figure out what the product, remember that's the question we're ending up answering. Don't just do the math, answer the question after you do the math. So I'm going to graph x plus y equals 24 and x squared plus y squared equals 306. So x plus y equals 24. X squared plus y squared equals 306. Zoom back in normal, start zooming out. Okay, so there are my two functions. Looks like they're intersecting at two places, 9, 15 and 15, 9. Okay, so it seems like there's two solutions. Well, it just means that, okay, the first number could have been 15 and the second number could be 9, or you can flip that around. Maybe the first number is 9 and the second number is 15. It doesn't really matter, right? And the reason it doesn't matter is because to answer this question, I'm looking for what is the product of the two numbers. So either way, whether x is 15 and y is 9 or vice versa, 15 times 9 is going to be the same thing as 9 times 15. And if we multiply that out, 9 times 15, we get 135. So C is going to be our correct answer here. And that wraps up number C. Again, solving the system there using Desmos, knowing how to graph to solve the system.